What's going on, everybody? It's Charles. In this video, we are going to be turning off the stop-start feature on the Golf R. Like many new cars, the Golf R is awesome and jam-packed with technology. In addition to that, it is jam-packed with a bunch of emissions controls that may or may not be awesome, but brands as a whole have to put these in there so their fleets meet the CAFE standards that their fleet has to meet. One of those systems that drives me a little bit crazy, and I know you guys absolutely hate it, is the start-stop feature. If you're not sure what the stop-start feature is, it's pretty simple. You come to a stop. All the conditions of the car met, the car will actually shut off. As you release your foot off the brake, the car fires up, and then you can go. Now, out of all the cars that I've driven with start-stop, this is probably one of the best ones. By the time you have your foot off the brake pedal completely, the car is up and running. So in this video, I'm going to show you two different ways we're going to be able to deactivate the start-stop feature on the car. Now, there are other VW and Audi family cars that you can disable this on. It may be a little bit different. I had a 19Q7 where we changed some parameters in the AC control head so the car would never shut off as long as the air conditioning was on. The guy had like a $1,000 ham radio that got nuked because of the voltage spike when the car started back up. So it pretty much should apply to any of our MQB cars. Now, there are some people that consider this an emissions control, and of course it's against the law to defeat an emissions control. I would never recommend that you do that, and I would never do that, of course. This is for informational purposes only, maybe a little bit of entertainment. And of course, this is for off-road use only, closed course, professional driver, no squirrels were hurt in the making of this video. Oh, real quick too, I really don't love either one of these ways to do this. There's also a third method where you can just hit the button and turn it off, but you have to do that with every key cycle. Our first method is going to be disconnecting the battery maintenance module. If we open the hood of our car and look at the negative cable on our battery, we'll notice there's this little box with a connector on it. This is our battery maintenance module. If you unplug this connector, the start-stop system will no longer function. If you do this method, you will get an indicator in the dash saying, hey, there's something wrong with the engine, I'm not doing start-stop thing. And I did confirm that this will store a fault in your vehicle, and it may give a technician pause if they pull the faults on your car and see that this module is unplugged. I would want to start asking questions on why that was the case. So while I don't love this method, it does work. Now, the method I like a little bit better, but I don't love it, is changing the parameters with the scan tool so that the start-stop system never functions. Now, doing it this way also gives you an indicator in the dash, but again, a lot of people don't care about that. They'd rather have that tiny little indicator than the car shutting off at every other stoplight. So the way to do this with the scan tool is pretty simple. We're gonna go into our gateway module, which is address word 19. We're going to go into adaptation. Now, you can dig through the big list in our adaptation channels, but if you type the word start in the search box, it eliminates a ton of other stuff. We'll slide down to start/stop, start voltage limit, and click on that one. This pulls up the channel for our voltage limit. If nobody's messed with it, it should say 7.8 volts. We're gonna change that to 12.1 volts. That's the maximum that you can change it to. After you change that new value to 12.1, click do it, yes, then click OK, go back. And that's all we have to do. Now that stop-start system is bypassed, you don't have to worry about the car shutting off at every single stoplight. I've had mine done for about 2 months now, and it's never turned back off. There's a handful of other ways that I've heard people being able to do this. In your custom menu setting, changing it always to race mode or sport mode or something like that works for some cars. Even in race mode on the R, the start-stop system would still function, so I just went ahead and coded it off. It's easy to code it back. Just go into that adaptation channel, put back your 7.8 or whatever it said volts, and hit do it, and you're done, you're good. I like that method much better than disconnecting something under the hood, because we don't really know if there's any other issues that may come about by having that disconnected. So there we go, it's that easy. If you hook your scan tool up, it'll probably take you about 4 minutes to do that coding change. As always, questions, comments, other things we should code, maybe the Windows next, drop them down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Check out all the other Golf R videos. With that, I'm out. Have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.